When did we lose
at the bridge
XQC?
for jumpers.
When did we lose XQC
Remove them,
to the
let
retard
them
factory,
jump.
guys? Oh boy, what's happening?
Let him jump. Let him jump.
If people try to commit suicide, XQC, do you think that we just like let them walk free afterwards? I'm curious. Let's say you have the net. Somebody jumps to try to kill himself. Do you think that people sit in the net and they're like, shit, fuck me, and they're like, huh, well, see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow, Jake. You don't think those people are interned or Brady acted? You don't think those people get forcibly fucking committed to institutions? What do you think happens to those people?
Yes.
Yes.
The same way that I'm sure, right? That a young person with enough people around them and caring parents, if they were to have, let's say, something that were to happen, they would probably guide them, give them therapy, and make sure that they're okay. Yes, it's in the exact same way.
Yes, true. But we're not talking about giving somebody a net, okay? We're talking about giving somebody, okay, a jumping pad to jump off the bridge. We don't give condoms to little kids in case they happen to trip into some underage pussy. We give them to little kids so that they can go and seek out the underage pussy. That's why they buy condoms. They buy condoms because they know they're gonna fuck. Not on the off chance that it happens to them.
Brain dead take. Well, that's fucking brain dead. Sorry, that's brain dead.
I'm sorry.
You want to know why it's brain dead?
Tell me why.
Right?
Yeah.
Let's say. I'm gonna point this out again, and I might sound crazy.
Okay.
Let's say that somebody were to like assault me, right?
Yep.
I would like to remove the possibility of having an STD from that. Even though it's a whole terrible scenario overall, right?
Okay.
Right? Having an STD is much worse. Combined, it makes the whole thing worse. Yes?
Okay.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you agree then that the condom isn't the facilitator then? It's more of a...
just kind of protects you from the negative consequences of the act, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So then if I buy a bulletproof vest and somebody shoots me, as long as the bulletproof vest protects me, it's okay for the guy to shoot me as much as he wants, so there's no crime.
I didn't say it was okay.
Oh, so then you do think minors should be prosecuted for rape if they have sex with other minors?
Yo, the condom is a net win regardless. Why not? Why shouldn't you have it?
You're making it sound like the condom is protecting you from somebody committing a crime against you, like something protecting you from assault. Except in this case, you're willing to excuse the crime. And you say, oh, it's okay that they're fucking each other.
What the fuck? No, it's to prevent further harm and more harm if it can be prevented. It's like, if somebody's gonna punch me, or somebody's gonna throw a rock at me, right? If I had a helmet in my back, it'd be cool to have a helmet. So I could maybe,
yeah,
right?
But in those cases where somebody
damage.
throws a rock at you or attacks you, they're committing a crime.
Okay, that's not... I don't give a fuck at that point. I just care more about me not being physically harmed than the legality of them being punished. Like, as a person, you care more about your physical well-being rather than them being punished. It's a prioritized thing. Do you agree?
Sure, but then in that case, what's wrong with the sex clubs for 17-year-olds?
Oh my god. You're facilitating a bunch of people that have sex under your adult supervision. It's deviant, weird, illegal. Probably illegal.
Yeah, but like maybe the club is a place that provides condoms and birth control for everybody, so you're actually protecting them. Like when parents are like, "Oh, if you guys are gonna drink, at least drink at my house." You could have like the sex club for minors. Oh, if you guys are gonna fuck, at least fuck in the 17 and under sex club.
Oh man, Brandon. A potential thing happening as like that's a bad thing, and you facilitating is completely different. It's completely different.
What? I don't understand what you think is happening when you sell a kid a condom. When you sell a kid a condom, what do you think he's gonna do with it? What do you think he buys the condom for? To make a balloon out of it? To do whippets? He's buying the condom to go fuck somebody. You're facilitating the sex to some extent.
Destiny. You had a condom probably in your wallet between age 16 to 30, but you never fucked a singular time between those ages. Right? Do we agree with that or not?
I'm 35 years old. My son is 13, but sure, let's go with that. Immaculate conception.
Yeah. You got lucky. You probably came in the bathroom. Somebody took a bath. Let's be honest.
True. Yeah, on the toilet seat. But yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Right?
Yes.
You understand my point or not?
No.
You've been strawmanning me. I'm gonna strawman it.
Wait, hold on. So just checking. You think that like a nerdy 16-year-old kid goes to the store and buys a condom just in case? You think this happens?
What?
Wait, hold on. Why do you say what? What does that mean? You just said, so if you hold a condom, the joke that you just made was, oh, well, if you're too nerdy to have sex from 16 to 30, you might kind of hold it on anyways. And then I said, oh, so do you think like a random nerdy, or do you think I was a Chad at 16? Hold on, wait, let me start. Do you think I was a Chad, or do you think I was a nerd at 16? Which one? Okay, I'll help you. I was a little bit more nerdy. I was funny though, okay? Yeah, I was nerdy. Okay, do you think that a nerdy 16-year-old goes into a pharmacy and buys condoms just in case, on the off chance they fuck somebody?
So say that one time. I saw a poll of your chat and they're deviants. So go ahead, say that one more time.
I think that generally, buying any birth control as a young person is a pretty embarrassing experience. I think that generally people only do it when they really have to. Usually they ask how they can do it, but that's why condoms are used behind a lot of cases because people steal them. It's embarrassing. If you're buying condoms, probably because you're planning on fucking.
Okay. Planning and safety net are both equally valid, right?
No, hold on. They're not equally valid. Nobody puts on a bulletproof vest because they're planning on getting shot at. They're doing it in case they get shot at. Nobody buys a condom because they're in case a fucking pussy falls on them. They do because they're planning on falling into some pussy. There's huge differences between those two things.
Somebody is a crime. Having a sexual act is not.
Yes, that's my point. You're making them sound equivalent. They're not. You're equalizing a bulletproof vest with a condom. I'm saying that.
Loser. Listen, if you're a girl, even though you're not ecstatic about the idea of having sex, right? You might think, yeah, maybe it'll happen at one point. Maybe I'll say, if I can do it. If I do that, I would like not to get pregnant. Having contraception for that isn't a problem or some deviant bullshit. That's still fair enough.
I never said it was deviant or a problem.
Okay, then you lost the argument then.
I think you're lost in the argument.
Okay, I knew for a fact when I was 16, I had zero chance of fucking. Zero. Okay? Actually, not like some 0.1 if I haven't. I knew for a fact, zero. And even if I were to get there and I'm right there, I would probably fucking quivered and fucking not done it out of some whatever, right? That's just how it goes, right? But I still have a condom around, right? So if by God's green earth fucking alignment of all planets, right? I would have we both agree now, and something happens with my brain, like, oh yeah, I can do this, and if we both do it, right? I don't get somebody pregnant, right? I think having the condom in there isn't some oh yeah, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. No, it's just okay. If I become brain dead, and most people are brain dead, and they would do things that are brain dead, I would like not to suffer through a bunch of consequences because of that brain deadness. And doing that as a precaution is not a problem or an issue. It seems to be for you because it facilitates, but that's a brain dead, retarded argument.
I think that what is more retarded is the assumption that a 17-year-old is completely and totally fucking incapable of deciding if they want to proposition a 20-year-old for sex, but they have the responsibility and the wherewithal to proposition a 17-year-old for sex. I think that position is fucking retarded. I think that if you think that a 17-year-old... The idea that a 17-year-old could never, ever, ever proposition 20 for sex, that would always be the worst thing in the world. The same thing as a 45-year-old going to a 17-year-old for sex. That'd be the same thing. These are so horrible, so bad. I'm saying if you think it's that bad, that's fine, you can hold that position. But in that case, you should be really opposed to 17-year-olds fucking other 17-year-olds. Because if they're that fucking retarded, they're probably gonna make retarded decisions fucking each other as well. And teen pregnancies and shit happen. That happens too. So there is evidence of that even being the case.
Okay, yeah, so I see where you're coming from, and I still disagree, like, massive. I think that viewpoint seems to be like you're forcing it almost, even though you know you're wrong.
What viewpoint am I forcing that I know? Hold on. First of all, I would never force something I know that I'm wrong about. I'm saying these are the positions that you're logically
you're a contrarian. That's what you do.
I'm not a contrarian. I literally laid out what part of my argument do you not understand that you want me to fully justify from start to finish?
No. I understand it. I understand, right? 100%. What I mean though is that, like, something that is of age, right? That they should never want that. Let's do a full reset. Right? Okay. It's like a wall outlet. right? See a wall outlet in your head? You see that? No. In your head. A wall outlet, yeah?
Yep.
Okay. And then there's a port. You know, actually it's called like male and female, right?
Yep.
Okay. The act, in my opinion, right? If somebody is not of age, right? They're vulnerable, right? That's how I see it, right? If they're vulnerable to somebody who is, in this instance, the male, the person that has the like the plug thing, right? With the fucking metal piece or whatever, right? That would be in this instance, somebody who is of age, right? The male, right? Who's not of age, the potential victim, right? Or high risk for harm, the female, right? This interaction is always bad, right?
Okay.
But everything else is fine. So of age to of age, and not of age to not of age. So this would be a no-no. Look, so I'm drawing something. So, look. What? Is this a bad example? What is this? So, this is fine. This is fine. Like that. Right? Like this. Oh. This is fine. This is fine. And this is not fine.
You're describing gay sex, but...
No. So the port over here is
instead
underage.
Of male, you mean
and
age.
the port
I
here
understand.
is male, right? It is of age. So, of age, good. Not of age. I guess good. Sure.
Who do you think has more? Sexual ability maneuvering? Somebody who's had 5 partners when they're 17, or somebody who's had 0 partners at 20?
Say that one more time.
Let's say that at 17 years old, let's say that a girl has had 5 sexual partners, and there's a guy who's 20 years old, and he's had 0 sexual partners. Who do you think is more likely to be able to manipulate the other in a sexual way in this scenario?
17, 5 partners, and who else?
And a 20-year-old who's had 0 partners.
Okay.
17, we'll say a 17-year-old girl who's had 5 partners, and 17, and a 20-year-old.
I view the world with my own lenses, right? I don't give a fuck what components you're putting, right? I don't give a fuck whatever the fuck you have at 17, right? At 20, you're 17, right? If it's not hi, hello, anything above that, it's just not happening. So you have 0 leverage. 0 maneuverability, 0 whatever, 0 power, you hold nothing. I'm not a deviant. I'm not affected by that. I don't want it.
Okay, so you think that for every circumstance where a 17-year-old could seduce a 20-year-old into some sexual thing that would ruin the 20-year-old's life, in all of those scenarios, every 20-year-old is a sexual deviant?
Yep. Flat out. Absolutely 100%. Yes. Did you expect me to say no?
No, I mean, you can commit to that position. That's fine.
You could literally you could even add even more components, right? If you want to, of power dynamics, such as I'll give you money, I'll give you power, I'll give you whatever. You will not.
No, that's fine. Well, no, that's okay. But so wait,
it's not happening.
I understand. Yeah. So the 17 and 20 in every single circumstance can be bad, but 18 and 50 is a-okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I draw the hard cutoff line at 18. Sorry, that's just what I do. Call me a deviant or like a virgin sibling cuck or a fake Mother Teresa. I don't give a fuck. I draw the hard cutoff at 18. That's what I do. It's what I uphold. These are my worldviews. That's it. I don't want to fucking hear it. I'm not gonna entertain something. some possible. What about this? What about? I'm not hearing you. You're a deviant. You're a loser. I don't want it.
Okay, I think that you can have that. That's fine.
Once you're past 18, it's in my opinion, right? Your age above 18. There is no like, I assume you know all of this about the world. I assume that you're more mature, or dude. If you were to apply that elsewhere in the world, you'd look fucking brain dead. But it's not a good smart standard to apply. The same way, right?
Yep.
There are people in the household that have to take care of their little brothers, little sisters, right? And they have to do like a bunch of like motherly tasks or whatever the fuck, right? And they are probably more ready to like be a mother figure for a person than somebody who's like 60 or 50 when they were like 14 because they've gone through that. They have done that. Therefore, right? They have that knowledge and skill set. But that doesn't have to do anything with the other topic, though. Does that make sense or not?
Sure, yeah.
It's not because you're older that you know all these things.
Because after you're older. Sure. But then why can't a 17-year-old fuck a 10-year-old?
Because biological markers.
Okay, what about 17 and 10 then?
Dude, I don't know how that works. I date my age bracket.
Okay. No, I'm not asking about your age bracket. If 50 and 18 is okay, why not 17 and 10?
It doesn't. You're gonna engage in dialogues, right? That already make me lose, right? Because it's, oh my god, dude. If I did my research before the stream, I'm sure I could give you some facts about science.
Hold on, to be clear, you're the one that pushed me to have this discussion, okay? I gave you an answer like, I don't really get much. Like, no, why don't you answer like you're not a cuckold and blah, blah, blah. Give me the hard answer. Okay, well, fine, fuck it. You want to have the conversation. So that's why we're having the conversation. You opened it with Dr. Disrespect and you asked me for the answer and I gave it to you. Here you are. And now we're here, okay? And now you don't want to tell me why a 17-year-old with a 9-inch throbbing cock, okay, can't take it to the 10-year-old Bubble Guppies fan, all right, in his fucking elementary school. I just want to know the answer why. Just tell me why. Listen. Since I am no longer equipped to navigate this part of the discussion, I refrain from it in order not to say some dumb fucking idiotic shit. You wanna know why? You wanna know why? Why?
It's not something that I've thought about or I like thinking about, right? If I had the data behind it, I'm just we can navigate this in a certain way. I can't.
Okay, listen, that's fine, okay? I thought about, okay, I thought about this a lot. I think about sexual dynamics and what's ethical or unethical in sexual relationships quite a bit because I'm a streamer and I deal with a lot of different people and there's a lot of things about like, is it okay to fuck fans? Is it okay to fuck other streamers? Like, how is okay? How blah, blah, blah. Like, these things I have thought about quite a bit, especially because in the streamer world. Stop! Oh, like, shut the fuck up. No, you just said like, oh, I don't think about it. Okay? These things come up a lot and I think it's good. I think it's good to be able, well, if you're Aiden Rossovitz, I think it's good to be able to look at, you know, situations people are involved in and have some kind of like, some kind of mediation in your head, some kind of schema where you're like, oh, this is why I think this is good, this is why I think this is bad, okay?
Yes.
That's what I'm thinking.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But something more than just like, sir,
Destiny.
she was 17 years old and 364 days, you sick fuck. In XQC's world, there is a girl who met a guy at an airport and they're flying west on an airplane and she's giving him a hand job and it becomes statutory rape because she de-ages because they're flying west, okay? That's what I'm saying is stupid. I just don't think that makes very much sense in my opinion, okay?
I get it. I understand now. What I'm telling you, it's not because I think actively about the world that I engaged in and that I engage in now, right? Such as I am of this age, and around with people of this age, right? That I also think about what about when I was 16? What if the person was like 5? Wait a minute, I'm gonna do some research on this. If the one doesn't equal the other, just because I did research or I think and know and have questioned myself on some topics that I don't know about all the topics and all the possible arrangements. I haven't. How does that make me even lesser?
Well, the issue that I have is it sounds like you haven't thought about any of the arrangements. You're just going by numbers. I don't even know if these
I go with the ones
that
apply to more possible like things that could happen.
Yeah, but you shouldn't
often.
be thinking. No, when you're thinking, you can think about this when it comes to making laws or like general principles. But for yourself individually, you probably have to be specific specific to the instance. You can't think of general rules of thumb. There are absolutely 25-year-old girls or 30-year-old girls that I've known, okay? Where you're like, I can fucking destroy this girl's mind because I know that she's too immature to fucking deal with X, Y, Z, or whatever. I absolutely could annihilate this person and use the sexual yes. Yeah, but I wouldn't be thinking like, oh, well, this girl, I know that she's always going to be fine 100% because she's 30 years old. So it's absolutely okay every single time. I know that's fine. No, there'd be a whole bunch of other principles that you would apply. And honestly, the age would almost never factor into it. Because I've known some 30-year-old girls that are fucking insane, and I've known some 14-year-old. No, I'm just kidding. I've known some 20-year-olds that are more mature than some of the 30-year-olds that I know, right? So I'm just saying, like, in general, when you're evaluating the morality of a particular sexual relationship that you are pursuing or deciding not to pursue, there are a whole bunch of things you're weighing in your mind, and once you get past, like, certain ages, like, you're not even really thinking
18.
of, like, oh, sure, whatever you want to call it, but I'm just saying that you're not thinking of, like, just the age, like, oh, she's 19, so she's okay. Oh, she's 22, so totally fine. Oh, she's, like, 28, so totally fine. Oh, she's 30, and, like, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Okay. I have this analogy in my head, and it's so good. You're gonna have everything that I know about this. Okay.
Oh boy. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Nets made of condoms. Okay. I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Yeah. Here's how it is, right? Here's how it is. I have a car. Okay. And this car, okay, is functional. It has all the parts that it needs to go on the road and be driven. Yeah. A car. You ever seen a car before? You know what a car is?
I do indeed.
A car. Okay, this is my car, and my car was on the road, and boom. Okay, well, okay. I mean, sure, yeah, okay. I had that car, whatever. Okay, right. My moral standpoint, my compass, right, is I don't give a fuck what components it has. Whether the car has very good windows, very good paint, very good aerodynamics, right? If the person 18. The car has no wheels. It cannot go anywhere. That car can have everything in it. It cannot go anywhere if it's not 18, right? So yes, I can apply them case by case, right? If somebody's like, let's say they're 20, and say I only date 3 years under my age bracket, right? If it is of my opinion that if I'm, let's say, 30, and this person's like 20 or 21, whatever, I'm dating 9 years under, right? I'll check the quality of the windows. Did it match my windows or match this? Is the spoiler like what I want it to be? Is it like advanced as I would want, that age would give you, right? But
I understand every. I understand.
Or no wheels.
Yeah. Analogies only like are required when the person doesn't understand the point that's being conveyed. I understand what you're conveying. Okay. The problem with your analogy is you're saying that like I can't fuck with this car. It doesn't have any wheels. I can't fuck with this car. It doesn't have any wheels. I can't fuck with this car. It doesn't have any wheels. But as soon as like another car with no wheels shows up, magically both of them pop wheels out of their like fucking wheel wells. That's the issue. That's why I don't understand it. If you're saying that this car is so fucked that before a certain age it doesn't even have fucking wheels, then why is it that when another car with no wheels shows up, both of them suddenly sprout wheels and can drive? That's what doesn't make sense to me. But in your world, it's fine. I got it.
Because I know it sounds outlandish, right? With my understanding of the world, I think there are important factors, part of the growing up, upbringing, school.
making sure that we continue to strengthen our healthcare system, making sure that we're able to make every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with the COVID. Everything we have to do with. Look, if we finally beat Medicare.
Thank you, President Biden. President Trump?
Well, he's right. He didn't beat Medicare. He beat it to death.
Oh my god, that's so cringe, dude. What the?
Eligible for what I've been able to do with the COVID. Excuse me. Everything we have to do with. If we finally beat Medicare.
Thank you, President Biden. President Trump?
Well, he's right. He did beat Medicare. He beat it to death, and he's destroying Medicare.
Oh my god, dude. He's old. Yeah, I mean, he is old. There should be a max age limit for presidents. Like, there really should be, right? I mean, what the fuck is that? All politicians are old? Yeah, but not ancient, right? I get it, it takes a long time to go from starting politics to being the president of US, right? But I mean, come on. Literally dementia. Like, unironically dementia. That can't be right. Who would vote for this again?
From the archive.
So I talked about Blue Archive on the main channel today, but I wanted to add this additional story that I just discovered. So it was reported here that apparently someone called the police during a South Korean Blue Archive event. And of course, as this user points out, the police would come, realize this was all about anime, and then they turn around and leave. But here it is, this person saying South Korea is not a real place. And here's a quote saying Korea has no future, with some Blue Archive arts from this convention in the background. And here is the story time from this user saying, I actually visited that event. Porn is allowed under strict rules, but I have no idea what the rules are, so yeah. There are some legal porn. Illustar Fest was a Dojin Market / other event that happened this year, 70% Blue Archive. This adult section was pre-approved by the authorities like Barry. I have no idea how the organizers managed to do it. It was full of some Blue Archive dojins, which triggered some people. No one knew who called the cops on the event, but yeah, some people called the cops for CP allegations. A dozen cops came and inspected the booths and dojins, which was the most hilarious thing I've ever seen, looking at Kyoko and Hoshino stuffs, but the cops determined that it was okay and left. I was taking photos with cosplayers, so I couldn't see the real action, but yeah, very spicy. I think there's nothing more hilarious than showing up to events that clearly is clearing the Blue Archive and being offended by dojins and lewd art based on those characters.
I don't think he showed up to the event, just
waste their time and resources. Imagine that scene, looking around and seeing law enforcement flipping through
pretty sure he just called the cops.
dojins of Blue Archive characters. What a sight that had to be, but yeah. You know what, no matter where you go in the world, there's always going to be antis and people acting crazy over fictional content, and this is just another wacky example of that.
Alright.
But so far, so good. I'm enjoying myself. Earlier today, the stream seemed to like it. Although, whenever I play a new game like this, you get a bunch of troll element idiots who come in here and literally everything's wrong. Oh, he's using this build. I don't like that. Oh, he didn't respec. Yeah, I don't like that. Oh, he's doing this. I don't like it. It doesn't matter what I did. They would still say they don't like it because that's how they are. They're just very toxic people. So I'm trying to ignore them as much as I could, and I enjoyed the DLC. I'm not using a guide. I'm some idiot. Stop using a guide. Just get banned.
Another guide user was accused of using a guide. Anything related to Elden is my guy, by the way.
This is the head that we just saw in the room, in the storeroom. I told you that head was connected. The head of the ball.
Chat for advice. Chat with the guy. It's literally negative advice. Is this fist weapon good? Yeah, it's very good for its upgraded to level 19. Damage for fucking ants. Shit. Shut the fuck up.
It looks large, so it'll be interesting to try to dodge, I guess. What the fuck? Called that it was a lion, but it's a corrupted lion with horns coming out of it.
Imagine having plus 11 essence.
Oh shit! Wow, this is the whole arena. Yeah, it can go the entire if I can use magic at all. Yeah, I don't think so. I think that as soon as the fight just starts doing that projectile shit, I can get out of its way. I wonder if it's staggers, because there's nothing as staggering as I don't know if Rock Sling would even be effective against it. Didn't use it this time. See, you didn't use the projectile this time? Oh, I tried to roll. Look at the camera. The camera's terrible in this. Oh wow, the camera's awful.
He's not wrong. He is not wrong.
I couldn't tell what was going on. The camera was fucking way out. That was really bad. I might just have to roll past him and attack him from the side. I don't know what else to do here, because I think, I'm pretty sure he's just gonna keep wiling out what he's doing. Not my fault. The camera's fucked up in this fucking annoying game. Ooh, look at this shit. Oh my god. That was wild. He's so bad. Dude, I'm on the wall. I'm getting trapped into the walls. Can't see where I am, and I can't roll to the sides in the camera line. Like the camera gets stuck, so I can't see where I'm supposed to be going. Seems like the magic build is going to be pretty worthless, because he can pretty much go across the entire arena at any time. So I might just go pure magic then.
Downloading excuses.
He said Elden Ring hype never changed. Oh, it's never your fault, always the games. Of course, everyone knows that. Everyone knows that. I never did anything wrong. I know, it's not my fault. It's not my fault at all. It's a stupid game. It's a really poorly made game. I did everything right. I did everything correct. I can't. Look at this. I'm able to see. What the fuck? How can I fight when that's the fight? I can't see anything.
Agreed. Agreed upon. I'm shuffling. Streamer. Very interesting mission, yes.
sexy and I know it. I'm sexy and I know it.
There he is.
Spider. Those little bugs. He does look like a spider. And just as creepy.
I hear he sleeps in there.
Yeah, I heard that too. I heard he eats rats.
Where's the guy in the middle? Is it actually Ryan Gosling? I was like, well, it looks like Ryan Gosling.
Let's check this place out before they finally tear it down.
Say cheese.
Cheddar. I hope you captured my incredible juggling skills. I think so. Guys, just get out of here, okay?
Good with that, bro.
You're enjoying a walk with your dog in the forest. Suddenly, your dog senses something, and it starts barking at some bushes. All you can see is a snout and two big tusks. Your dog keeps barking, the bushes move, and a big beast charges out. What are you going to do? Here's how to survive. A wild boar attack. Wild boars look a bit like domestic pigs, but they have longer legs and dark hair, and some of them can weigh up to 136 kilograms or more. They prefer to live in deciduous forests, but recently they've also scrounging for food, and if you get in the way of their food, they can come out and eat you instead. How fast can a wild boar run? How many times do they kill each year? And why is it so important to stay on your feet during an attack? A wild boar's diet is about 90% vegetation and 10% animal matter. And although it's very likely, they will eat a human if they're very hungry and have no other choice. Although they rarely attack humans, they kill up to 7 people each year. Here's how a wild boar attacks you. Step 1. Control. If you like walking your dog in bushy, stay alert. Barking can upset a wild boar and cause an attack. In 2020, a man in Montgomery, Texas woke up around 4 a.m. because his 2 dogs were barking. When the man went to see what was going on, his spotlights revealed a wild hog. An invisible fence protected the dogs when the wild hog tried to attack them. Then the animal charged him. So the man ran behind this house, began slamming the house's back door, and broke the hinges off. The man shot the hog with a crossbow. 2. Run. If you see a wild boar approaching from a distance, try not to disrupt it. Just run away. If the boar is at a medium distance, back away slowly and don't make any sudden moves. But if you have already provoked a boar and it's nearby, running away might not work. Some boars can run up to 48 kilometers per hour. That's faster than Usain Bolt. Step 3. Climb up high. Climbed out of pig traps with walls up to 1.8 meters high, so climbing up at least 2 meters should keep you safe. Then try to stay still and wait for the boar to go away. Climb down quietly, and if possible, go in the opposite direction to the boar. Step 4. Fight hard. If you can't escape and have to do battle, stand your ground and fight with all your strength, anything within reach. If you have a gun or weapon, aim to kill the boar because it won't give you a second chance. If you don't have a weapon, grab anything you can, including rocks, a tree branch, or your camping gear. Step 5. Don't fall.
Don't fall.
Walking into our undercover house is 39-year-old John Elliott, a factory worker for a window company. He's driven 2.5 hours.
What fucking this up man? 4 challenge occupiers from back. Then 4 for grams. For grams 5 years. Minus 5 heals.
19-year-old Casey to be our decoy. Elliot seems to think she's the 12-year-old virgin he's been chatting with online for the past month. Using a screen name so disturbing we can't broadcast it, tells the decoy about his fantasy of being with a young girl.
You were asking me about what I was daydreaming about. Well, that's it. You nude and me licking you.
He continues to chat with the decoy about his fixation for oral sex and adds that as he's talking to her, he's nude and thinking dark thoughts.
I just never thought I would openly tell a young girl that.
Is okay with me.
But soon as I saw your pic, I was like, man, I'd do anything I could to have one night with her.
At one point, he tells her his hobby is taking pictures of himself masturbating and then sends the decoy some cool shots. And he doesn't stop there. Later, he sends her child pornography, a photo of a girl engaging in a sex act.
That girl was young.
How young?
14.
Wow.
At one point, he seems to fear she might be a policewoman. As you can see, that doesn't stop him from showing up.
I'll be honest, I feel like it's also illegal for bait people, because they are not technically law enforcement. The people that are baiting to receive a CP, right? I think. Not in the USA, only in Sweden? Okay. Because then an actual pedophile can just go and be one of these undercover baiters and just like receive free CP. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's the first
I feel like it should be illegal to
go to the bathroom, and when he came out,
bait
he
out
was a little more
CP
relaxed.
out of
He was a
people
little
too.
more comfortable that, you know, okay, she let me go to the bathroom. We're gonna be here a while.
Gosh, you're pretty.
Thank
Not
you.
illegal in
So what are
Sweden.
your plans, or what are you thinking?
Kissing you.
Yeah.
Chris Hansen was a pedo? No, Chris Hansen is working with these baiters. What are they called? Perverted Justice or something. He's working with them. He's with CNBC or whatever, and they are with. They are independent. They're just cooperating.
Stop smiling. Seems to get suspicious. She asks him about that photo he sent her of the girl receiving photos.
Oh, that picture you sent me with the 14-year-old girl. Was she really 14?
I don't know. About the internet when we were talking.
Is that like what you wanted to do?
That's what I want to do. But there's something in me that just, it's not right, you know, and it's really bothering me.
You seem pretty confident on the internet in terms of what you wanted to do. What was your plan tonight?
Actually, I wasn't really going to be doing anything because I was bored of getting too scared and nervous about it.
Now, why were you getting so scared and nervous?
Well, I just deal with it.
But that's not how you made it sound online. And what about the photos he sent to himself masturbating? Why'd you do that?
It's all screwed up. I've got a bad job. My marriage is not good.
Did you bring in condoms?
No, I wasn't going to do anything like that.
What were you going to do?
Well, I think that's
12 years old. And you came out here planning to have a long football game.
I did.
When I asked him about his obscene screen name, he starts to laugh. You think this is funny?
No,
it's a big joke.
No.
Over here, that's how they call your girl. It's a big old joke to you.
No. What I'm getting at is, this is the very first time this has ever.
No, I really want to know his screen name. But they can't say it online.
Right. So what you decide?
Or they can't say it.
I mean, you've been chatting with this girl for a month.
It just, I've had that fantasy in the back of my head.
Fantasy. About being with a young girl.
A young girl, yes.
Well, what do you think should happen to you?
Sent to an island.
Sent to an island.
Exile.
Exile an island. You still think this is all funny?
I don't know why you ask me stuff like this. I mean...
Well, why do you think I'm curious about all this?
I can tell you're a therapist. I know. I mean, not...
You think I'm a therapist?
Yeah, by the way you're...
So you think if you came over here with this girl and magically sat down and helped you through your problem?
I don't know.
You don't know? Well, do you ever watch television?
No, sir.
Well, there's something I gotta tell you. I'm Chris Hansen, and I work for a show called Dateline NBC.
Okay.
And we're doing a story on adults who try to meet young teenagers online for sex.
Okay.
It's called To Catch a Predator. So if there's anything else that you'd like to tell us about your situation, we'd like to hear it.
Yeah, I love my wife, and I know it doesn't look like it. I need to see a psychiatrist because of the way everything's going in my life.
All right. Well, why don't you go ahead? I hope you get that help. As he gets up to leave and makes the long walk to the door, officers are in position, ready to arrest him.
Get down!
Sheriff's office, hands up! Hands up! Hands up!
Hey all, and welcome to Callum's Corner. Welcome to a meme review. I mean, I don't know why you guys like these so much. I really don't. It's just me sitting here watching and reacting to filthy little whammy TPs made by gimpy little TPs. For some reason, you always requested them, and I do accept your attitude. So, provided here. Now, I know I said earlier, I'm all for, taking these as jokes and stuff, but that is a dangerous title, to be popping onto YouTube. Actually, my work, I'm actually a racist, but so we're going to watch this one. Alright, play. Welcome to Callum's Corner. I'm going to be conducting a very important suspect experiment. I'm going to die. Die by Russian ginger, hair, black, and I'm going to spend 24 hours undercover as a black person. I plan to be totally immersed. No, that makes it sound like I was, going undercover as a black person, like I'm saying there. That was about
yeah, it really makes it sound like that, huh?
Ginger person. Ginger is not a race, it's just a hair colour. I wouldn't be that insensitive. I just want to make that clear. Out in public as a black person, go about my normal task, raping Eddie. I will also seek out others. Go about my normal task as a black person, raping. That's exposed your racist accent, your racist attitudes, if anything. This is made this tosspot. That's the name of your channel. Tosspot, no wonder you've got racist attitudes, Black people are no more likely to rape people than any other race, Anyone can be rapey is racist. See if I can find some kinship. All the time, these people will not know that I'm deep down not a real black. The reason for this, I mean, a lot of you are probably saying, black, and I'll be honest, a little bit No, ginger people. Racism, I'll tolerate. Black people of any kind. No way, Jose. Black person is what about this? I don't actually want to do that on camera. I now that annoys me. I took that off camera because I knew people would try and leave me, and you've gone and done it anyway. And you've made me sound like a massive racist. This is, the jokes are jokes, but racism is a serious issue. Racist here. Giving it a good old shake.
Look at this dude.
Oh no.
Overburdening cities in northern Chicago, in some cases causing real safety and security. Given that, why should voters trust you to solve this problem?
changed all of that. Make sure that we are in a situation where we have no circumstance where they with the border police that are now. We significantly increased the number of significantly for me. And that's my position. In addition to that, we found ourselves in a situation where when he was president, he was taking separating tables. That's not the right way to go. I've changed it in a way that now we're in a situation where 30% fewer people coming to the president when he left office.
President Trump? I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. All he had to do is leave it. We had the safest border in the history of the But all he had to do was leave it. All he had to do is leave it. He decided to open up our border, open up our country to people from prisons. People that are from mental institutions, insane asylums, terrorists. We're the largest number of terrorists on the all terrorists, all over the world, not just in South America, all over the world. They come from the Middle East, everywhere, all over the world pouring in. And this guy just left it open. And he didn't need legislation, because I didn't have legislation. I said close the border. It was the safest border in history. In that final couple of months of my presidency, we had, according to Border Patrol, who is great, and by the way, who is great president, I will say that, Brandon, just speak to him. But look, we had the safest border in history. Now we have the worst border in history. There's never been anything like it. And people are dying all over, including the people that are coming up in caravans.
President Trump.
The only terrorist who's done anything across the border is one who came along with the administration. Al-Qaeda person come in the administration. That's the only terrorist. I'm not saying that's simply not true. There's no data to support what he said. Once again, he's exaggerating.
I say politics is like a fucking joke, right? And people go question mark. And then you have the country who spends the most money on politics in the entire world, and this is what they come up with. This is their top 2, right? And you don't think it's a fucking joke? Fucking voting.
and your ass wants Cheetos. Like, is that just...
sure that was a filter, not a tumor. A bee sting.
Another day, another victory for the OG. Taking down the sweat. The apostles among us.
Who doesn't love pizza? Papaya Potato, Imperium, Pepe, Downfall, Novaria, and Flabbergate. Thank you boys, welcome back. Andrew, the gifted, Ambassador of the Gym. Calandria, welcome back, welcome. Oh, unfortunately I have to go pee.
Tina-chan.
Didn't you say you were going to be late? You're earlier than I expected. Wasn't there a lot of traffic on your way here?
Well, it's the first time we're going grocery shopping together in forever, so...
Anyways, I'll leave the heavy lifting to you today.
Of course. Hina-chan, Hina-chan. Look, a new model came out.
What? A new model? Sensei, you're a kid. Fine. Just... Yes! Hey, don't run!
Next time.
Sensei.
Hina.
Sensei.
I'm not letting you go. If you don't like it,
Jeez, you're so mean. I love you, Sensei.
Oh, fan. I like it. Hey, fish ticket, thank you for your first ticket time to give you good fish for free. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, You have to stop debating. Alright. Debatable links. But we are done so with Los Lenkos. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Or whatever the fuck, knowing about the world, right? Where I hope, and I think, and as we combined with brain development, cognition, psychology, that at 18 it's pretty much fair game, right? the rest you can analyze whether it fits you or not, whether it. But
I understand that, but none of these things that would make it so you're incapable of deciding, discerning a predator from a non-predator when you're magically at 18 to develop. If you can't figure that out at 17, then you're also going to be vulnerable to other 17-year-olds who are trying to mindfuck you. There are predators who are 17 years old in high school. Of course there are.
You have to draw the cutoff at a certain point.
It's not about a cutoff. It's about you saying that people below the cutoff can fuck other people below the cutoff, but people below the cutoff can't pursue people above the cutoff. That's what I don't think that makes very much sense. If it's so severe, in my opinion.
If you're lacking some part of cognition, brother, somebody brain dead does what? Brain dead things. Yes or no?
Well, they do nothing because they're brain dead, but yeah. Oh, you mean like metaphorically brain dead? Yes.
Yes, right? So, if somebody does brain dead shit with another brain dead, it's like, okay, whatever.
It's still illegal. It's not whatever. It would still be bad.
Is it illegal?
If I'm retarded and I attack somebody who's a minor, or if I attack somebody who's an adult, or if I'm a minor and I attack somebody who's an adult, or I attack somebody who's a minor, it's always bad. No, brain dead people can't do things with other brain dead people, and it's okay if the other person is brain dead.
Wait. Okay, you took brain dead way too literally. We're not talking about like some fucking like a mental patient. These people should be like in places in supervision where they don't have access to like a knife or they're gonna go kill people. Okay, like I'm in brain dead as in like you don't have everything you know about the world to make the best decision.
I understand what you're saying, but like the answers you gave earlier just commit you to so much foolishness. You told me if a 20-year-old fucks a 17-year-old, you said he's a deviant if he's even attracted to her. But let's say that a 20-year-old is dating and fucking an 18-year-old. They have fun, they have coitus, they're smoking a cigarette, the girl rolls over, and all of a sudden, the boy hears her on the phone, and she's like, oh my god, and she rolls back over, and he's like, what's going on? And she's like, my mom just called me. There was a printing error at the birth certificate factory. I'm actually 6 months younger than I thought. I'm actually 4 months away from being 18 years old. I'm not 2 months into being 18. You're like, oh, that guy, he was a fucking deviant predator the whole time. That's retarded. No, what do you mean we both agree to that? You said he's a deviant predator for even being attracted to her.
Wait. I'm trying to do it knowingly.
How are you knowingly attracted to somebody? You have to ask their age before you find out if they're hot or not?
Oh, my bad. Okay. Now we have new components where the person is blind, has no information. Dude, in every scenario where there's a deviant involved, the person has some form, 99.999% of the time, some form of knowing. They choose to ignore the signals. They choose to be blind. They choose to look elsewhere. Oh, whoa, I didn't know. No, dude, that's fucking brain. That's deviancy. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
I don't know what you just said. Do you really think there's a significant difference on average between the way a 17-year-old and an 18-year-old looks?
Okay.
Or acts?
You say look like it's like, hey, how are you? And you're already fucking dicking. Like, it's like I'm talking to some robot who thinks, I see a person. I am now inside of them.
Okay, like, or you're talking to a streamer. Hello. We are both famous streamers. Pretty sure either of us can open our Instagram, find some girl in DMs going like, hey, I think you're actually kind of hot. I like your streams, LOL. And then you open her Instagram and you look at her fucking pictures. You think you can instantly tell like, oh, she's 23 years old, 6 months, 14 days, and 6 hours old? You can't instantly tell which one is the other. And if you're a famous person, especially something like Dr. Disrespect, or either you or me, there's tons of random chicks in your DMs that are DMing you shit like that. 100%. I'm not talking about a guy who's going to like a fucking place called St. Margaret's Junior High, and he's walking around with a bunch of girls that are wearing the Star of David with 17 points on them, with a new point growing for every year of their fucking age, where it's like, oh, 17-year-old pussy,
You should know better and do your fucking due diligence and your fucking homeworks, okay? If you're gonna tell me, dude, if you're gonna tell me, oh, this guy's innocent. She didn't see the graduation picture, right? That was her last post 4 days ago. Oh, she didn't see the picture in a high school class, right? Last week. Oh no, you didn't know. Dude, you aliens will go full blind. Don't inquire about anything. Don't talk. They meet the person, and immediately they are already fucking it. That's not how life operates. Yes, there's some outsiders, certain things. You're at least gonna have some level.
It depends. If you meet somebody at a party, if you're at a party, excuse me, you're at a party, you're all drinking, wherever you're hanging out, you might meet somebody and hook up in a fucking in a bedroom upstairs. You might hook out outside. You might go to yeah, you absolutely could. Without doing a full fucking background investigation, without going to www.personalfiles.com and paying for the $25 premium option, okay, to do your research on your M4 chip iPad on every single part of their fucking history to figure out how old the government of the United States of America says this person is.
So that's the level that you think you have to achieve in order to fuck somebody and not be a deviant. I'm starting to think you actually might be a deviant at this point. On God. Nah, seriously though, you're off your rockers entirely. Like, dude, like, it's crazy how much you think that.
The fact that you, just to be clear, the fact that you think that a 20-year-old fucking a 17-year-old is super immoral, but a 50-year-old going after an 18-year-old is A-okay, means that you're way more likely to be a deviant than I am. Just as a heads up. Because you're telling me that if somebody can prove to you that they're a day over, whatever the fuck that is, like the determinate factor on whether or not you're able to fuck them. That is wild to me. Like, oh shit, well as long as you're 18, fucking play ball.
It's not because I have a strong view that I would do that myself.
I'm not asking
you how that works.
No, I don't.
Well, how that works?
Sure, tell me. Walk me through it.
Well, okay. If you tell me somebody did some drug, did cocaine, right? So because I say, oh, okay, yeah, I mean, they can try shit or whatever, doesn't mean that tomorrow I'm gonna go do some cocaine. You get that? Like, you know, I know, and it's how I always see things. I still don't operate that way myself.
Okay, you're taking like the ultimate Tootsie Road out of this. It would be ethical for you to do cocaine, though. That's what you're saying.
Ethical?
Like a 50-year-old fucking an 18-year-old, right?
Yeah, I mean, there are some things at play, right? I don't want to have a blanket rule of no. For underage, yes. For over the age, no. That's it. If some guy got fucking got 18 years old, right, and end up fucking working every day in a fucking sweatshop, didn't interact with anybody, doing it with his entire life, and now he's 50, and now he's gonna meet somebody who's 18. They are pretty much both mentally at the same spot. If not, the person cognitively regrets, or he knows less about the world than she does.
What about a 16-year-old who's in a coma, and then they wake up? And they're 25.
Wait, what?
Let's say there's a 16-year-old, they go into a coma, and they wake up another 25. Can they fuck another 16-year-old, 17-year-old, or do they have to fuck adults now?
They have to fuck adults now.
Wouldn't the adults be raping them, though? Because they only have, like,
even though you're in a coma,
you're still growing and learning.
I would assume your brain developed. No, actually no, because I think that you would be considered like emotional age backed up, or like you're GG, right? Like, I think there's classes for that in society. There's a word for it, whatever, right? Where some people, it can happen, where they live in like captivity, or they were kidnapped or whatever the fuck, right? And they are severely underdeveloped in a lot of parts, right? It would be like you're fucking somebody who's like mentally deficient. It'd be like,
okay, that's fine. So then when anime people jerk off to 1,000-year-old vampires in 9-year-old bodies, that's okay, because like mentally they have the age of a 1,000-year-old spirit, right?
Dude, what are you talking about? What is this?
Wait. When you do like, dude, what are you talking about? As a way of not engaging.
I just said no. I said no. I said there's a couple things.
But I'm saying when the mental is aged, they're aged so much mentally. 1,000 years old mentally, they're aged. It should be okay, right?
Well, I don't get the premise. Wait, I don't get the premise.
If a vampire goddess who's 1,000 years old in her soul is stuck in a 9-year-old body, should she be fucking 9-year-olds or 18-year-olds?
Why are you using a fantasy thing of some magical world? Something that cannot happen in real life. Why are you using that?
hypothetical. I'm just trying to see where your principles are at.
My principle is that the person that's acting and engaging in those ways is actively attracted enough to like fantasizing about for people that look like they're 9-year-old, and that's what they want out of it. Therefore, that person is a fucking deviant. It's not that hard to find a distinction. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Hold on. Now what you just said there, I 1,000,000% agree with. If that girl was messaging the doctor, he was saying, like, I love that you're 17. I want you to message me when you're on recess. Shit like that. Where they're getting off to the fact that the person is drunk, I think that's really fucking weird and really fucking creepy. And I think that would make it way worse than if the girl messaged the doctor, she's like, oh yeah, like I'm 17, let's fuck. He's like, oh yeah.
We
sure,
agree to that. Way worse, yes. It's still in the class of really bad things to even engage in such a way, even if there's no hints that he likes that more than other. I don't give a fuck. Still flat out wrong. How wrong it is, sure. It's not as wrong as if they met up and shit and all that. That's not the same fucking, yeah, that's worse. I just think it's bad enough to be bad. Engage sexually, regardless of somebody who's underage. Bro, it's a blanket point. It's blanket. It's blanket.
Then in that case, I think we agree mainly on everything. It's just that my bar my floor for care is a lot lower than your floor for care. Your floor for care starts pretty high because you think it's a really bad thing if somebody who's underage gets fucked with by somebody who's older. My floor just starts a lot lower, where I really don't give a fuck until I start seeing interactions. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, this is really fucked up. This is really bad. And those can get really bad really fast. With like 2 messages, they get really bad really fast. But like, unless I have more information, I just don't really care that much. I don't give a fuck.
I mean, since you're a parent, how would you apply that, right, to your own life? How would you feel about it?
I would feel 1,000,000% the exact same. That if somebody was older and they were messaging my kid or if my kid was messaging somebody else and they were trying to like solicit some shit or whatever, and I saw it and that other person's like, like playing into whatever, yeah, I would be fucking pissed at the other person, and I would be fucking pissed at my kid. I'd be like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with you? You fucking retarded? Why the fuck are you messaging with people saying this shit? You know better than this. Even at 13, you should fucking know better than this. You're fucking retarded. What's wrong with you? But if I saw that another person was like aggressively going for my kid, and they were the one taking, and they were fucking, that would be wild. That would be way worse. Like, in that case, yeah, I wouldn't feel like, I'd be like, damn, bro, like, I don't know if I would hold my kid as responsible at all. The other person was, like, driving all the fucking interactions, and I would be way more upset at that other person. Yeah, 100%, of course.
So, let's say 17, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, yeah, yo, dude, and I engage in those really bad ways. I do this. I don't want this example anymore. I don't want to do it.
Do it.
Well, no, I don't. I have a moral code, right?
To not do hypotheticals?
To do hypotheticals involving people's children, it's not.
Bro,
right.
people say way worse things about my kid all the time. Who cares?
I don't care. I'm not doing it.
Why? You can't. We're literally talking to thousands of people online who are.
Moving on. Moving on.
Okay.
Let's say it was 2 other people then.
Okay.
Some guy's 17-year-old, right?
Yeah.
Some guy's 17-year-old, and then I was like, oh yeah, blah 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 blah. Something pussy, blah, and now it's obviously of sexual nature. I'm like, what are your plans? What are your plans for VidCon? Are you going to VidCon? Because we could probably hang out if you want to. Just me and you at VidCon. And I was like, do you think that parent would be? This is a fucking deviant bitch ass. And it was, yeah, this is deviancy. This is a deviant. Would it be okay to call me with that person a deviant? Yes or no?
If they're the ones saying those messages?
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%, yeah. But if I read the messages and my kid was the one driving all of the engagement and all of the actions, I don't know. I might say something to the other person out of anger or whatever, but I'd mainly be coming down on my kid. Because not to bring up a whole other fucking thing, but people treat 17-year-olds like they're way more retarded than they actually are. And I don't know if it's just a thing where people get older or whatever, but a 17-year-old knows what they're doing. They know they're smart enough to know whether or not they should be propositioning men that are 30, 40 fucking years old for sex or not. They know better than that. Now, they could be taken advantage of 100% in ways especially by predatory older dudes. Absolutely. But like a 17-year-old who's driving all those interactions, they know better. And if my 17-year-old was doing that, I'd obviously have him block the person. But most of the coming down on, most of this would be on my kid. Why are you being a fucking retard? You're gonna go meet this dude who's fucking 40 years old? Like, were you gonna tell me before you? What?
Should know better.
Yeah, 100% they should. Absolutely. Yeah, because
when you have two parties, it's not no better, right? That's not how that works. Your equation is flawed. It's no better than what? Then no better than normal people? No. It's no better than who they're interacting with.
No. Sex is not a zero-sum game. No. The goal of every sexual interaction is not winners and losers, where it's Death Note and you're trying to out-mindfuck the other person. So no, when you're engaging in sexual behavior, it's not no better than the other person. It's know enough to do what you are responsible enough to do. And if you're too fucking retarded as a 17-year-old start messaging a 40-year-old dude, you're probably retarded enough to message another 17-year-old and get knocked up as a fucking high schooler. Both cases are really fucking retarded. In that case, I don't know if I care as much. You got knocked up by a 30-year-old or knocked up by a 17-year-old. You got knocked up as a high schooler. You might destroy your fucking life, regardless.
Okay, now that I have this argument, you think it's all kind of gray area, gray, like, case by case? It's where we disagree. This is the fundamental disagreement between me and you. You think that my example, because I was in them talking, was going to be 17, you know, better than 25 or whatever, right? When I was going to transform this, right, into the next components, which is just, if you're a minor, you shouldn't say that they should know better than somebody who's of age. I think that's just a black and white. It's just, I classify underage, of age.
That's fine. That's cool. I think that's harmful. I think it's a horrible view for the world. I think it infantilizes young adults, adolescents who absolutely know better. And I think it's unrealistic because kids are not fucking stupid. I don't know why adults do this. They treat at every age, they treat children like they're fucking idiots. They treat them stupid when they're 6 months old. They act like they can't tell when parents are fighting. They treat them stupid when they're 4, 5, 6, 7.
To protect them!
No, that's not protecting. You're endangering them. You're making them into future rape victims by saying my 17-year-old is too fucking retarded to know whether or not they should go across country and fuck a 42-year-old. You're making the rape victim when you say shit like that. It's such a fucking retarded, it's such a stupid fucking way to view children and to view the world. Yes, absolutely. 100%.
Okay, retard test. Listen, it's not about harm, it's about potential harm. A lot of times it's not about harm itself, it's about harm prevention. This can happen. It's too likely to happen in these zones. We're gonna say these zones are off limits. The fact that you think we should have a black and white off limit zones is fucking ridiculous. You know what people are gonna say, right? People are gonna go. You're leaving it to the people, to the individuals. Say, oh well, it's case by case. Do whatever you want as long as you did. They're gonna say, oh yeah.
Why is that? Those aren't the only two options.
And see who's gonna drive the convo.
No.
And they're 14.
No. Those aren't the only.
This pretty well. So I'm gonna let them go because they know better. Like no.
Why do you think the only two options are either black and white or just do whatever and it's all whatever? No, what actually has to happen is you need to not be a 2-inch cocksucking fucking loser fuck parent who's too much of a pussy whip fucking bitch to talk to your child about sex and tell them, hey, if you're gonna start fucking people, here are some things that you need to know. Instead of just giving this brain dead blanket advice of, oh well, if you're a minor, as long as you don't hook up with any adults, you should be okay. Because that's not real advice. No, you're giving the privileged retard fucking take. You have to have a real conversation with children because guess what? You're 17. Oh my god.
I'm doing it. You're right. Because you're a dad, and then you might be a good dad, and because you have a certain criteria to how you parent your kid, right? That most kids in general have the same.
This applies to all children and all parents. If you tell a child,
nobody tells them this shit.
If you tell a child don't do something, if you tell a child, you're not protecting. You're just creating victims. If you tell a child don't do something because I said so, guess what? The second they're out of your sight, they're gonna do whatever the fuck you told them not to because it sounds fun and exciting. Because you've never given them a reason not to do it.
Kids that don't have that figure, they have an iPad. iPad doesn't tell them that. You understand?
That's okay. But if you want to take that position, well, they don't have any advice, then the rule should just be, listen, if you're a kid, don't have sex at all, period. Don't even fuck your peers, because you're a fucking retard. XTC says all you have is an iPad, fuck the iPad, okay? Buy the fucking iPussy and hook it up with the USB-C, and fuck that. Because you're too fucking stupid to engage with anybody sexually, and the risks for sex are really fucking high. Believe it or not, XQC, whether you're fucking an adult or somebody your own age, the risks are really fucking high. They're insanely high. You believe it or not, did you know that you can get raped by another 17? Did you know 17-year-olds can rape each other? Did you know that they can spread STDs? Did you know that they can get you pregnant? Almost every single bad thing an adult can do to you, a person your own age can do to you, especially if you're a little girl. Did you know that? Isn't that crazy?
Didn't you know that all these factors were exacerbated by the fact that somebody has the cognition to fucking to use that onto somebody else when they're of age to somebody that's not of age? All these factors are worsened by age. You understand?
None of that changes anything I just said. Yeah, for older people, there's even more red flags. But when you do a black and white XQC approach, then the impression is, well, as long as they're my age, it should be okay. That's what you're selling to them. When you say black and white, don't do any marijuana, don't do any of this, don't have any blood, then they think, oh, okay, well, in that case, marijuana's really bad. Well, alcohol must not be that bad because it's legal.
Case by case.
No, you can't do case by case. You're the black and white guy. You said 20 and 17. You said 20 and 17 was immoral. No, you said 20 and 17. No, you said 20 and 17 was immoral, but 50 and 18 was A-okay. That's what you said. Black and white XQC world. That's wild to me.
Of age or underage? The fact that you're navigating this in a way that's like...
the fact that you think that at 18, the brain fairy comes down from heaven and fucks you in the ear until you've magically been blessed with the cognitive abilities to divine who you should fuck, who you shouldn't fuck, that's the position that I think is wrong.
So you think that your average Joe can take these components and apply them in a safe way in the world and be okay with every child and every underage person that the people that use all these factors to their own discretion and operate that way? You think that's like a healthy thing?
Yes. I think it would be better to talk to a kid and say, hey, here are things you should look out for sexually, and here are things that are okay sexually. That should be part of it. One of those red flags is when the other person has the ability to have a lot of leverage on it. That leverage could come in the form of independence, money, age, any of those particular things could be things. Rather than just saying, oh, if they're too old, then stay away from it. Don't say yes, this isn't your position, this is my position. Don't say yes.
Why do you think that, okay, yes, but why do you think that is though?
What do I think what is?
The reason is more important than the fact, right? In this instance, right? Why do you think that I would think that somebody's more prepared at a certain age than not? It's more likely, right, that society, looking at other factors that they go through, right, will have taught them enough things to be responsible in that way, right? Otherwise, they're unequipped to do so. So yes, it'll be a case by case, but if they're underage, I don't think it's at all. It's just not.
It is a case by case because you have to start.
You have to
evaluate.
To protect them.
No, but you have to evaluate whether the person's a minor or not. Because if they're a minor, all of a sudden fucking them is okay. But if they're older than that, all of a sudden it's no. That's black and white. It is case because you still have to evaluate on age. But even if you figure out that it's a minor, you still have to run through all the other checklists of things. You shouldn't just be relying on the age of the person for the minor to determine if they can fuck them or not. Oh well, they're 17. Oh, that's my age, so it should be fine. That's stupid.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, I agree with that.
I feel like it's probably better to teach somebody what are red flags for sexual relationships, what are things that are okay, what are things that aren't okay, and then use them. That's a better way to teach somebody than to fixate on, at 18 you think somebody's blessed with cognition.
Yes, although I agree, I don't think that that people should suffer because of like the bad apple that don't verify this thing. And I think you should apply a higher standard for when people are underage in order to protect them. And I think it's really okay. There are people that won't have that education, that talk, that level, whatever, right? And having bad actors in the mix, I think you should be weighted out by that, exactly.
That's it. If you think that that's okay, but you don't really have, you don't need to apply the standard on the age. It's not bad because of the age. It's bad because of all the other exploitative factors that exist as a byproduct of it. Usually bad because they don't have independence, because they're relying on their parents for things. Because in the United States, they can't sign fucking contracts. They might not have a car. They might not have their own job. They might be lacking certain cognitive wherewithal, depending how young they are to make any of these decisions, right? These are the things that you should be mindful of, because all of these issues can also extend to somebody past the age of 18. Trust me, there are plenty of people at 19, 20, and 21 who are also too fucking retarded to be having sex. And if you're a 35-year-old and you're going after them, in my mind, Like, here's a statement that I'll make a hard statement right now, okay? A 45-year-old that happens to fuck a 17-year-old, if like a ton of people are in his DMs and one of them happens to be 17, that person in my mind is less worse than a 45-year-old who exclusively tries to chain fuck 19-year-olds. I would say that easily. Because one person is intentionally targeting a group of young people that he knows that he can have leverage over, versus a guy who happened to fuck somebody who's 17. I don't really, depending on how the DMs look, I probably don't give a fuck that much. Versus the guy who's hunting somebody who's 19, but in XQC's world, it's not as bad. You know, they're all adults. That's crazy to me.
Oh, I mean, if you want to make it sure, I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't think anybody's going to disagree with that.
Your earlier analogy is literally...
Well, if somebody is dating one, I won't assume they're deviant. Does that make sense? If now they're doing it in serial, they're only targeting it, and they're giving you a lot of hints, yes, I'll say, yeah, that's deviant. They're doing that intentionally and exclusively and all that. But I apply the label much more harshly when it's under the age, when I will I don't give a fuck if it's 5, 10, 20, one person, a little bit sexual, very sexual, intent to meet or not. If this person engages in an appropriate way with a minor, it is automatically deviant.
Sure. I think I like 99% agree with you, yeah. I would just have, but it would be a case where like, I would just have to see the DMs to know how much I care. Like, again, if the other person is throwing themselves in the deck all the time, it's like, oh, fuck it, like, yeah, you probably shouldn't do that. It's probably deviant, yeah, probably bad, yeah. But like, if the doc is chasing that person, I think it's a billion times worse. In my opinion, that's what I'm saying. So when you asked me in the beginning, what do you think about it? It's like, I don't really care that much. That's what I meant.
Well, I mean, chat, if I was backpedaling, his chat would call me out. Like, you guys don't understand the nature of the argument. Like, when you give more data to something, when you explain an example with more clarity, yeah, you're gonna navigate differently. It's okay to have some level of black and white and a little cushion of a gray area. If you push the example to that point, yeah, we'll have to explore that gray area, right? But when it comes down to the actual core argument of me not settling it on that point, is I'm being rigid on the underage part. I'm rigid across the board. Like if you ask the question, oh, this person's dating a person who's 20 and they're 60. Are they deviant? Well, I might be being honest and say, I don't think they're deviant, right? So they, well, wrong answer. This person only dates 18 to 20 every time and it goes to seek them out in colleges and online chat rooms. Well, yeah, this person's deviant. I would label this as kind of predatory for sure, right? So, I don't think it's a backpedal or I didn't change it. It's just that we've expanded the fucking example. Yeah?
Okay, sure.
Oh, cool. Really good.
Sure. But that was in the beginning when we talked about Dark Souls. Like, that's why I was like, oh, I don't know. I'd have to see the DM. If I get more information, then I definitely probably move. I don't really want to know. I think if it's sexual in nature, right? I'll not assume. Wait, you don't want to know? I do because I would say I think that it's. I would say
as bad.
That's fine for you. I think it is meaningfully way different. Here's what I would say. Okay. Let's say that the girl was messaging him, you know, she ends up revealing like they've been sexting with him, and she's like, oh, by the way, I'm 17, you know, but you know, by TwitchCon, like, you know, I'll be 18, blah, whatever. And he's like, oh, whatever. And he keeps going, whatever. At that point, like, whatever.
That's called grooming.
No, that's not grooming. But,
kind of.
Not at all. If the relationship begins sexual, it's always sexual at the time. But if that happens, in my mind, I'm like, probably should do whatever. But.
No, hold on.
Okay.
Back it up. That's grooming.
I don't want to argue this.
If you're preparing somebody for when they're going to be of age, and you're introducing the topic of sexuality before they're of age, and in order to get there and do that, that is one part of grooming. Okay. That is by definition
that can be fine.
One of the best examples.
That can be. If that was the case, okay. But let's say that it was the case that Dr. Disrespect DM'd somebody. Because he saw them in the chat, and he saw them saying something like, oh yeah, like, they still make us wear skirts at my private high school, ha 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 ha. And then he DMs him saying, hey, I saw you. I'm the 2-time doc, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, oh, and he's like, so how old are you? Oh, I'm 17, blah, blah, blah. And then he were to continue on that way, at that point, I think that there has to be major external investigations at Twitch, because I would want to know why you have a person that you've seen hunting down other minors, and you protected that person from the entire world, from anybody knowing, and you let that person run the other platform and have the same access to minors without fighting, because they didn't publicize any of this. I think that in that case, I think those two situations, not only did Twitch mess up there, every single person that would have had information about it, I think would be complicit, because if Dr. Disrespect actually met with and raped like a 17-year-old, I would say, wow, you guys, what the fuck did you think would happen? That's why I would say that the difference here is.
Your editor should title this with a nice thumbnail, Destiny meets civil law. The intricacies of fucking lawsuits and fucking and court cases in the civil department.
What do you think any of this has to do with civil law?
What the fuck are you talking about? This entire thing was like a settled case, the whole thing. Nobody's talking. Like what?
I wasn't even getting into a moral argument. I was getting, or I'm sorry, into like a legal who broke the law argument. I was saying that like people should be held responsible if they knew that he was like seeking out minors and let him walk away from the platform to ostensibly continue the behavior. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're good.
Letting him walk away. Okay, how do you? Is this how you paint the situation?
Yes, that's what happened. Yes, he walked away from Twitch. Yeah.
Okay, so in a scenario where they want to protect the victim and make sure that the victim doesn't potentially suffer more than they potentially already suffered, right? How do you navigate this?
You publicly say, we had to let the doctor go from our platform because he was aggressively pursuing underage people on the platform.
Okay, it makes sense. I mean, from a moral standpoint, right? From a what I think should happen in life, absolutely, right? Is there a singular world where this is what would happen at any corporate? In the case of corporates, you know what? That's just a flat out no. That's like a utopian fucking. There is no way in fucking hell any company would say, oh, by the way, a guy used allegedly our product we designed to prey on people and reach their target, then they were gonna go potentially and allegedly to one of our events to meet up and conduct in lewd acts all under our supervision, all under our shit, and we got him out. Dude, that is fucking PR, suicide, intentional fucking tanking of. If you think that they would have it in any world, you are fucking brain.
Do you want to know what's even more PR genocide? Do you know what? You want to know what? Do you know what is even more PR suicide? Is if Dr. Disrespect goes to another platform, hunts down a 17-year-old, fucks them, and then it gets publicized that this is the exact reason he was let go from Twitch, and nobody said anything.
Oh, so now we're gonna use these hypotheticals. Now you're using a new hypothetical to move the goalposts. Okay.
Hold on. Stop.
Let's go.
No, wait, stop. Nobody here is moving a goalpost. My initial argument was that depending on the DMs, if he was seeking aggressively in a predatory manner and hunting for a minor, that if they let him go, I would expect that there's a decent likelihood that that behavior might continue. If he is fielding 100 DMs from different chicks and one happens to be 17, maybe not. I feel a little bit differently in that case. Like, yeah, if he ends up fucking with me, it's kind of, whatever. You know, maybe Twitch is pretty liable. I don't know. That's pretty fucked. But if he's like hunting minors on the platform and Twitch knew, and they just let him walk away to another platform where he has just as much access as many young people, I would say, what the fuck is wrong with you, Twitch? That's wild.
I mean, that is what I would want to happen, where everybody does the right thing, right? Nobody is harmed, and then potential harm to zero, right? And liability is at the right. Yes, that is, I agree. Is it surprising or a shocker that things went the way they did? Not really.
Well, maybe, but that's what I'm saying. It depends on the DM. Like, for instance, what if we get a full leak, and we find out actually he messaged that girl and he went after her, and she was victim number 15. At that point, you don't think that Twitch would not only have a moral responsibility to disclose, maybe a legal one, I'm not sure, but at least a moral one. Don't you think at that point that Twitch would probably try to protect itself and say, listen, we gotta let this dude go, rather than let him go rape somebody somewhere else, and then it comes out that we knew about all of this, we didn't do anything?
Okay. Yes. What does that have to do with reality? This is a hypothetical, but what
I'm saying that part of the reason why I want to know what was said before I have a reaction is because knowing exactly what was said and exactly what went down would make me scale significantly how I feel about it and how I feel about all the parties involved. That's why I'm saying like, oh, like was he hunting 17-year-olds or did somebody want to I'm saying it would scale how I would feel about the circumstances.
Okay. So my stance, I have I draw a line, right? Like a graph, right? Of good and bad, right? So my current opinion, right, is what was done, right, is from the scale of bad to terrible, right? So I place what happened allegedly, right, and all these potentials in this entire box of bad to worse. That's it. That's the take. It's from bad to terrible, right? So that's it. But the fact that people are like putting this box somewhere else, where it's more like this could still be okay. I think it's ridiculous. You not agree with that?
Sure, that's fine. But I felt like when I was asking the earlier hypothetical about the drunk driving thing, it felt like you said that both were like equally bad. And then when I asked you the thing about like, what if you chug the beer before you get in the car, so you're not driving with the open container, you're like, oh, we should just chug the beer so you're not breaking the law. So it felt like before you were leaning really hard on like just what the law was, or just like some iron fucking principle. Whereas I'm more like, it depends on how this like thing played out.
Same thing. Nope. Same thing. Yeah, same thing. Same thing as fucking. There's always gonna be a degree. He says this guy did a sexual crime. Okay, that's in like the really bad things, right? But it could be way worse, right? But I'm gonna hold a stance, and I'm gonna say for a fact, we are in this zone of bad, of terrible to worse, right?
Is that just you just have like a blanket rule for like all sexual crimes are like all equally bad?
Dude,
or not equally bad, but they're all in a thing of like really bad.
I try to.
Okay.
Why? Do you not?
No, I think something I just don't care that much about. If two 17-year-olds like filmed a video of themselves like fucking each other or whatever, and they got like FBI busted for making child porn, I was like, you probably shouldn't have 17-year-olds like sending nudes of themselves to each other. It's probably not good for a variety of reasons. But like do I care that much about this? Not really. No. I don't give a fuck.
You know where you stand. What an eye opener.
Dazed.
Do you think? I think a daughter? Not answer that. What?
I think about having a daughter.
Nah, this don't know this is the brand. Having a daughter. Do you know that your daughter is still a daughter, even though they're like 30 or 40? Or if I'm currently 70 years old, right? My
If
daughter,
you're currently 70 or 7. Oh, if you're 7 years old.
If I'm 7 years old and my daughter's 30, it's still my daughter. It doesn't imply that she's underage. What the fuck is going on? I'm over it. Yeah, I said, oh no, isn't it the guy that said that he might have a daughter? Bro, if I have a daughter, she's 30 and she's a thought, it is what it is. What are we gonna do? Put her in a cage and say, you can never have sex again? Stay in the cage? Like, do I be able to, do I be able to steal a cage? It was my role to educate and put in the right direction in their upbringing and make the correct decision and proper things. And if some shit happened and they don't anymore, well, I mean, they're now of age, they're now adults, they navigate the world the way that they want to, and there's not much I can do. I cannot force my way upon anything, and that's the way it is. I did a bad job as a parent, GG. I had 18 years to fucking do better, and I didn't. That's all. This is why people like. I find it funny when some parents in some of these videos where their kid does some crazy shit, they go, "Oh my god, I can't believe this happened." Nah, you probably had a pretty good idea of what was possible based on what they were saying, doing, as they were growing up. But they probably gave you a pretty fucking good idea of what was the potential zone of things, right? You're just a shit parent. Is what it is. Who's that now?
I feel like you're right, like 95% of the time. But I feel like I've seen situations where you have like family, you have like 3 or 4 like well-adjusted kids, and maybe like one that's just like really fucking weird. Or like a family in a community that seems like decently well-adjusted, but for some reason like one kid's just like somebody's like happening. But I think probably for the most part, yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, I was more of as in like people that are like, people going, "Oh my god, wait, no way this happened. Oh yeah, by the way, this person, yeah, they got expelled from 3 schools for being violent and bringing a knife and a gun in school, and
or the person who's got like a like fucking rap sheet or whatever, and the person's
yeah,
I don't
like,
know
oh my god,
sure.
you could have never predicted that this child was gonna be violent. There's no possible way. Like, how could this happen? Like, bro, shut up, bitch, fucking dumbass. Like, I'm watching this video of this killer last time, like, the mother was all up in arms, like, "Oh my god, this happened," whatever. And then the kid got like expelled or some shit like that for bringing a fucking like a hammer or some shit and hitting some other child. Like, it was like, oh man.
Yeah. More often than not.
You want to go sleep? Go sleep. Hey, good night.
I love you. Good night. Be careful.
Good night. Good night. Good night. Bye.
Alright, I'll get you. Somebody said, to be fair, Trump isn't extreme far right either policy-wise. Yeah, not really. Trump.
I'm going to get little satisfaction unless I win, and we'll just have to go because I won't forget it. But these people should be indicted. This was the greatest political crime in the history of our country, and that includes Obama.
What did Alvin Bragg campaign? First of all, I don't even know if that's true, actually. I wouldn't even believe that, because I need to see the things, because people, again, people lie about basically everything, number one. But number two, Alvin Bragg is not Joe Biden. Alvin Bragg is not related to Joe Biden. Alvin Bragg does not take orders from Joe Biden. So your statement has no bearing on reality whatsoever. Biden's DOJ is prosecuting him, and Bragg worked for the Biden DOJ. Give me a break. The Biden's... Fuck me, I can't. I don't know if I can debate with Trump. I'm gonna kill myself. You should know.
Raise the tax
has the largest deficit in the country for 4 years because of the $2 trillion tax cut. We're going to jump on another giant tax cut. Very well. And this time, $5 trillion. Not a joke. $5 trillion. The paper is going to cut Medicare and Social Security.
Do you believe that our president has a reasonable level of power and position within the U.S. government, or do you think it's from the TV? I think that institutionally as it's built, I think that there's like an appropriate amount of power. I think that there's two huge problems right now. One is that the inaction of Congress, the inability, well, it's providing to get like legislation passed, means that we end up looking to the president and the Supreme Court to do legislation for us. And then the second issue is that I feel like executive order powers have gotten a little bit out of control, I think. But I don't know if that's an issue with the office of the president or with the evaluation from that question. Quick question if you think I just...
absolutely I don't debate as well as I used to. But I know what I do know.
Oh god, fuck. I might just drop politics after this year. I don't know if I can handle it. I'm reading the mind rot. Hold on. It's okay. Just as an aside, okay. It's a BS conviction, the most disgusting use and weaponization of the justice system. Just YouTube lawyers explaining the case. Any Trump fan that talks about how disgusting the conviction in New York was, and then says that the conviction for Hunter Biden over drugs and guns is like some great and noble thing, this is like the ultimate demonstration of absolutely no principles. And not even guns! Like one of the few things that I thought conservatives had a principled attachment to were firearms. Like, holy shit, you guys are the cancer that is rotting this country. Please!
I know how to tell the truth. I know right from wrong. I know how to do this job. I know how to get things done. And I know, like millions of Americans know, when you get knocked down, you get back up. I know the truth. To take our economy to the depths of the pandemic to where it is today, the strongest economy in the world. I know it'll take to bring this economy to everybody. I know it'll take to rally the world to stand up against Putin and defend freedom, not yield to it. And I know it'll take to keep the world safe and free for the years ahead. Folks, I give my words of mine, I would not be remembered again if I didn't believe with all my heart and soul. Quite frankly, the stakes are too high. The stakes are too high. Donald Trump is a genuine threat to this nation. It's a threat to our freedom. It's a threat to our democracy. It's literally a threat to everything Americans do. Look, he doesn't understand what I think all of you do. America is the finest, most unique nation in the world. We're the only nation in the world, and I mean this sincerely, it's a fact statement, not a hyperbolic statement. Fact. We're the only nation in the world built on an idea. All the nations built on ethnicity, geography, and other religion. We're built on an idea. And we're all same people. We've learned to be people throughout our lives. We've never really lived up to all these damned in the year 2020. Just 2 years before the 25th anniversary of our Declaration of Independence, but I'll let Donald Trump walk away from it. I give you my word. I give my word to abide. We're still a nation. I believe we're still a nation based on honesty, peaceful, and treating people with respect. I still believe we're a nation that gives everyone a fair shot and leaves nobody behind. We're still a nation that takes no safe harbor. We're still the people of the world. We can never give up what makes America America. Donald Trump is motivated by revenge and retribution. But with revenge and retribution, you never build a damn thing. You and I, we Americans are a nation of hope, optimism, responsibility. That's what's always built America. That's going to continue to build America today. The choice in this election is simple. Donald Trump will destroy our democracy. I will defend it.
Yeah, that is true. For all of us talking, I haven't heard anything for arresting. No call for a Twitch now.
And with me, Donald Trump's the first president I've heard of that stood up there in front of the president having been one term saying America was failing nation. Where the hell did he think he is? I said it! Failing, I don't know if president would have said this in America in a heartbeat. He's dead wrong. America's not losing nation. America's winning. When I stand here today, I can honestly say I've never been more optimistic about America's future in my whole career. Just as the United States of America. There is nothing beyond our capacity. Nothing.
I live in Florida, and maybe the economy is different where you live, especially during COVID. From 2016 to 2020, I made more money than the rest of my life combined. From 2020 to 2024, was just seeing all my savings and profits and shit. Just sitting in the bank, I lost 20%. Oh, you did.
When we act together, we got it. And may God bless you all. And may God protect our troops. Let's go get it, North Carolina.
requirement. The Allen Biden 2025 tax bill reform on capital gains and income tax increasing the wealthy for uneducated. I haven't read much about it. I thought I'd heard that Biden wanted to turn capital gains into ordinary income. Fuck that shit. But there's no. As soon as I saw that, though, I know that bill is never passing. There's no shot. That would be insane. I feel like you didn't really answer it. You don't think the functions behind capitalism have been hard for the lower class to catch up? Do you believe in the dissolution of the middle class? I don't know if I do or not. It's hard to imagine all of that. Like, as people maybe have gotten poorer of the left middle class, the lower class standard of living has increased like pretty dramatically in the United States. It's hard to measure like what's good and what's bad. Like, I think that there are winners and losers in the U.S. economy, and the winners need to do a better job at redistributing for the losers. But the problem is that it feels like both parties hate wealth, just from different areas. Democrats demonize wealthy people that make money, billionaires, right? What did Biden say? Nobody gives a fuck about policy. But to be honest, one of the most retarded fucking things Biden said yesterday was if we tax 1,000 billionaires in this country, we can raise some dumb fuck amount of money over the next 10 years. Like, what are you gonna force them to sell shares? What do you mean you're gonna wealth taxes? What are you even talking about? It's like retarded, right? So Democrats have this huge problem with demonizing the fuck out of anybody that's wealthy, which is stupid. We should celebrate wealth. It's good. It's good in the United States, and we've got successful businesses and we've got wealthy people. We should all be happy about that. But then Republicans attack it from the other end, where they're like, "Fuck poor people." Okay, we got ours. Tax cut time. Get fucked, motherfucker. No welfare. Cut taxes for the rich. Okay. Get rid of progressive taxation as much as possible. Bro, what the fuck? Like, when you're super ultra wealthy, okay, a few bumps in the tax percentage bracket, it doesn't really affect you that much. It just doesn't. It doesn't. And any wealthy person doesn't ever like is fucking lying to you, okay? Or they're a greedy, money-hoarding dragon. They go live in Soviet Russia. Fuck that. Okay. If you got wealthy in the United States of America, you got wealthy because you exist in a country that has enabled you to grow that wealth. Okay? It's a beautiful thing. It's an awesome thing. There's opportunities and advantages that are afforded to you here, unlike any other place on Earth. That's why somebody can come here to build wealth and to build companies and to build businesses. If you make a lot of money, you should be able to give it back and help the people here. Okay? It's not that big of an issue. Right? Not true. I don't feel that way at all. That's fine. No offense, my dude, but that's probably because you're poor. Probably because you make $65,000 a year, and you think that, like, man, like, yeah, like, I'm part of the wealthy, and I think that tax cuts are blah, 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 blah. I'm telling you that when every wealthy person looks at you, okay, the retarded 40,000 a year earners championing tax cuts, they just laugh. They're like, okay. Like, most of them aren't compensated in W-2 wages. They don't give a fuck. Most of your growth is happening in investment accounts and subject to capital gains anyway. Most of them are being compensated, in ways that aren't W-2, in like options and shit. There's tons of different tax advantage vehicles. Like, the idea that, like, oh god, the ordinary income bump. The ordinary income bump. You've got like all these guys, okay, that are making mid to low 5 figures, like championing reduction of tax brackets for people making over $400,000. Like, bro, these people don't give a fuck about the tax. I don't give a fuck about the federal tax bracket. Like, it's one of the least consequential things that I think about when it comes to making money. Like, oh shit, what's my federal taxes do for that? Fuck! Oh, I got great. Oh, yes. There's just put his hand on my neck. Listen, I paid $700,000 in taxes last year. I'm telling you, whether or not the federal tax rate goes up or down, if it rises to like 50K more, 50K less, it's a huge difference in my fucking life. It's not that big of a difference. It doesn't matter that much. But like people making like 50K a year, 60K a year will be screeching for like, it's just so dumb. But I mean, listen, you want to do this? You're 600. Or my I don't even remember. That's how inconsequential it is. I don't remember what I paid in federal tax. If I want to invest more in my business, I invest more in my business. I don't even get taxed on it. It's a fucking write-off. And if I don't, then it goes into a fucking retirement. Oh no, it was $600,000 think they like $300. $281.78. Baby. No, fuck him! He can get a scholarship, or he can get fucked. He can get bent, okay? How am I supposed to pay for my kid's college while I'm playing your mom out every weekend? I think Destiny's a fairly unique rich person. No, if anything, I'm a fairly fucked rich person. If anything, streamers get fucked harder than ordinary people because I don't have as many business expenses. A lot of my money is just ordinary tax fuck. There's not much I could do with it. If I owned like a real business project, I could invest, or I could like capitalize it more, do something more. I would actually have ways to even further reduce my tax liability. But although to be fair, a lot of the money that I am making are still receiving from the slave sugar cane plantation that my parents owned. I sort of paid out from that with the BF. It's a piece of fun for students, I think. At Destiny, I constantly hear this, no one under 400k gets tax change. Shit, but people over 400k is small business owners, and that money gets invested back into their businesses. Okay, I'm gonna make a guess right now. Can we look this up? Okay, listen. I would be surprised if the average small business owner in the United States take home pay is more than 100k a year. I really don't. Can we look this up? Average personal income, small business owner, United States. The average income for a small business owner in the U.S. is roughly $69,000 per year. I don't think that you guys, when you guys think of, when you guys think of a small business owner, fuck, you guys are so detached from the world of business. All right, you don't understand. You guys will think it's like, oh, this guy owns a business. He's only got like 100 employees. That's like a small business. Bro, if you make it to 100 employees, you're like mid to low. That's insane. You have 100 employee business. That's amazing. You're like, you've made it to the upper echelon of like employment in the United States, right? Small business is like, what, like 2 to 3 full-time and less than 10 total employees? That's like a small business, okay? People have like completely distorted conceptions of what a small business or what a business like is. Like in my opinion, if you have over 10 full-time employees, you've probably already cracked the top 1%. Man, that's amazing. If you have a small business and you employ like 10 people, that's 10 individuals, maybe 10 families worth of people who you are now providing so much good to the world that you can basically fund 10 different people's lives. It's awesome. It's amazing. 10 different people, full-time employee. I don't even mean that just from a moral standpoint, just from a financial standpoint. That's really awesome. You're doing a really good job. 10 full-time employees. It's amazing. But the, yeah, people are like, oh, like, yeah, the average small business owner, you know, this guy's only making like $500K. No, bro. The average small business owner is probably taking loans out against his 401k to capitalize his business in bad years. The average small business owner, okay, is probably cheating on his taxes because if he didn't, he wouldn't be able to afford the rent for, you know, whatever building he rents for his office, for the business that he has. The average small business owner is probably asking his neighbor if he can borrow his truck because the one broke down at the shop and they don't have the money in the business account to get it fixed. These are the average small business owners. People have this massively inflated idea of what it means to run a small business. It's not like what you think at all. It's not this idea of yeah, oh yeah, you walk in the office, you say hi to one of your 50 full-time employees, you know, you march through to your 4 cubicles, you go to the back, you got accounting, small business life. So much. Yeah. 400K would be personal income. Reinvested money wouldn't be subject to Biden's tax hike. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you're increasing taxes on individual personal income, that's not taxing money that's going back to your business. If money is staying in the business, then if money is staying in the business, then it's not taxed anyway. It shouldn't be. It's a business expense. Although I have heard some weird schemes where people want to tax things. Any type of tax ever that's talking about like wealth, that's showing a huge red flag. Wealth taxes? That's some like doomsday apocalypse shit. But I don't worry about wealth taxes because there's no shot that anybody will do it. It would literally be doomsday shit. It'll never happen. It will never happen in the United States of America. It will never, hold on, quote me on this. It will never happen in the US of A that a wealth tax is passed. It will never happen, okay? Quote me there so that if it happens in the future. You think the estate tax is bad since it's a wealth tax? The estate tax is, you have a huge exemption. I don't pay that much of it. What about doctors or lawyers? Some of these guys are in the 400K to 1 million. They want tax cuts. A lot of them have crazy debt, and that 50 difference can pay for a new car, college tuition, or a new vacation. It's not like a small matter of life or death. But it's the same to say there aren't people who really like. Hey, Jeremy, what is? Well, here I'm curious. Let's check this real quick. Average income physician. $200 to $250K. Average student loan debt physician is around $200K. So if you're making $220,000 a year, and you have $200,000 in debt, how long would I expect you to be able to pay that off in 5 years? It would depend on the interest rates. I think this is manageable. Wait, median? This is a medical doctor from Florida. The average medical school debt is over $200,000. He's going to pay off schedule during this time. Read the thing. Wait, read which thing? You got results for oh, sure. I don't know if it's... Oh, wait. No. Wait. We know this. We can make this up better. Now go to these websites now. Bureau of Labor Statistics. We want earnings by industry? Or no, it was wage data. By occupation. Where was the big table? Don't make me look at my immigration research. No, wait, what did we look up? Okay. Research on college degrees. And then Bureau of Labor Statistics. Oh, how do you get to this page? Current / okay, whatever. This is the federal government collects wage data for every grouping of occupation. Control F. Physician. Healthcare practitioners and technical occupations. Oh, this includes non-NP people. Just for physicians is a blanket. They have listed. Is this average or median? It might be average. $162,840. Annual mean wage. Is average. I don't know if that matters as much here. Okay. So the average wage for a physician is $263K. Median student loan debt physicians. They say 135 to 42. Public and private medical school debt averages. 135 to 44,000. I think it seems in line with what you expect, like any other degree. I think. Just because I don't benefit from a tax cut directly, it doesn't mean that money doesn't drip down to me, especially here in Miami, Florida. It doesn't work like that for everyone, obviously. I always prefer money to be in private hands than the government. Money will never drip down to you, ever. No rich person is ever dripping money to you, ever. Why the fuck would they give you any more money just because they have more money? If you, from a business perspective, listen, I'll tell you, listen. I run a business. I'll tell you how it works, okay? When you make the only time as a business owner, when you're looking at an employee is a cost. That's it, okay? No offense. I love you guys all, okay? But if I have to rent a garage to store a vehicle in, that's a cost of doing business. If I need to pay for a subscription for some service, that's a cost of doing business. If I've got to buy software, if I've got to buy new phones for the office, if I've got to buy whatever, these are costs of doing business. If I need to employ somebody, that's a cost of doing business. That's all it is, cost. The only reason ever why I would spend money on my business is because I think that the money spent ultimately is worth more than the money saved. Okay? I believe this is called net present value. How to evaluate an investment. So if I have $100 sitting in my bank account, I could leave it there, or I could spend that $100 on something else, the assumption being that in some amount of time, that money will come back to me in more than the money that I spent. So if I'm spending money on employees, I'm paying money to employ somebody, only doing that because I think I can make more money by hiring them. There is no trickle down. If I have more money, it doesn't mean I hire somebody else. Why the fuck would I hire somebody else to have more money? If I have more money and there's no more demand, I'm just going to either pocket it myself, I'll do stock buybacks, or pay more dividends to investors, or it'll just sit in my account. It'll sit in a cash account until I have like a better MVP plus opportunity to spend the money on. Yeah, that's it. I'm sorry. You never rich people don't trickle money down poor people. You only spend money when you can make more money when you spend it. And one of those ways you do that is by employing people. Destiny is clueless. Really, what business do you run where you are just dripping extra money down to come out and tell me? It's not what I meant at all. I didn't mean more money in private hands will go to employees. I meant it will be spent with me as a seller of luxury items. Oh, okay. Well, if you're a person and you sell only like exclusively luxury items for personal consumption, then you might be one of the few people in the economy who would benefit from money going back to ultra wealthy people. Sure, that might be the case. Well, then just say what you, but this goes back to what I said at the beginning of this, where, well, different people engage with the economy in different ways, right? That's like saying, like, actually, tax cuts for the top are really, really, really good for business. They help you so much. Like, what do you mean they help you so much? What the fuck are you selling? I make super yachts. Oh, okay, well, yeah, actually, it might actually help you a lot then in that case. All right, sure. That makes sense, okay. You buy more factors of production when the marginal revenue product exceeds the marginal factor cost. That's microeconomics 101. True. That means that when the marginal revenue product, meaning the next thing that's created, right? If the revenue from that exceeds how much it would cost to produce it, then you would continue to up the cost as long as the revenue product exceeds how much you're spending, right? Not knowing how much you paid in taxes isn't standard, and neither is overpaying your editor by as much as Destiny does. He is disconnected from business reality. It's so funny that you say that, and I love you for this, okay? But thank God, thank Christ Almighty, I'm probably more connected to reality than most of you fuckers. Even though it's been so long, because I actually worked real jobs before. Not you guys who go to college and then come out and get a degree in fucking software development, and then you go and work for fucking Amazon, and you talk about the struggle of the ordinary man, okay? Well, and I know this isn't average. And it's so funny that you bring that up because I remember having a passionate argument against 10 of my employees, okay, when I worked at the casino, and it had to do with tax refunds. And I so vividly remember this, okay, that I think I've told this story on stream before, that when so somebody had mentioned something about, so if you've ever worked at ordinary labor jobs, okay, with the lower class, the plebeian, okay? One thing you notice is that when April rolls around, everybody's buying some wacky shit. The reason why is because the withholdings on their W-9, I-9? W-9? What do you fill out? I need you to fill out a W-9. It's W-9, right? No, it's an I-9. No, it's a W-4. Wait, what am I thinking of? No, it is a W-9. Is this where you put your exemptions? I haven't done one of these in a long time. Exemption, withholding, form, employment. Oh, it's a W4. So, I I can't believe this, okay? When I was working, people would give you the suggestion sometimes on your W-4 to put a higher number than you should, because then you'll get back a bigger refund on your taxes, okay? So I'm arguing with these employees because some guy was talking about how he got like $4,000 or $5,000 on a tax refund, and he went and he bought like a huge TV, and I think he did a thing for his truck or something. And I'm like, hey, you guys know that when you're like getting that money back, that's just like it's the meme. It's an interest-free loan to the government, right? Like you don't technically want to be getting that money back like that. That means that you've been losing money throughout the year. And the guy to the left of me who worked in, I think he did maintenance around the entire casino. He was a supervisor without skipping a beat. He looked at me. He's like, it doesn't matter. You don't ever miss that money. So when you get it, it's a free check. And I looked at it and I was like, what do you mean you don't miss that money? It's coming out every single paycheck. And he's like, yeah, but you don't miss it. And then I kind of like laughed. I was like, what do you mean? But then I noticed like, every other person around was like nodding their head agreeing with him. I'm like, what do you mean you don't miss the money? And he's like, you never see that money. It never goes into your bank account at all. Just like any other thing that comes out of your check. So you never miss the money. And the fact that you get it back at the end of the year is basically just a big bonus to you. And since you've never had it, you're not missing it. So it's a free check. And my mind was obliviated into, I lost that debate, by the way. Every other person there ended up agreeing with him, like, yeah, we get our tax refunds, we really like it. Why would I go and change my W-4 just so I can get an extra, $50 a month or whatever, and now I lose my, or $50 a paycheck, and now I lose my big, $1,000 or whatever refund just because I want to, take home an extra 20 at the end of the pay period. Yeah. But anyway, all this to say that when you're like not knowing how much you paid in taxes is a standard, I don't think the average person has any fucking idea what they do. I think they see kind of a number and it comes out of their paycheck, like, yeah, whatever, and then it goes to the back of their mind, it's whatever. Yeah, fuck you. When you said wealth tax or capital gains being treated as income won't happen, do you mean it's actually just a bad idea, or there's just never going to be enough public appetite for it? No, the capital gains increase could happen. Personally, I'd be against it, but the reality is on ordinary income and on investment income, when you try to like move taxes up and down, it doesn't really change much because people just like move their money around in different ways. Or maybe they'll just like take longer to sell their shit. They just like time their sales differently. But the wealth tax would legitimately be like destructive for the United States economy. Like, imagine you take a guy like Elon Musk who, well, let's say he's got $100 billion net worth, and then you wealth tax him 1%. Every single year he has to sell 1% of all of his shit to come up with the money. It just creates such a chaotic investment environment and a chaotic business ownership environment. Like, I'm gonna make you divest 1% of everything that you own back essentially to the federal government. Not really, you're just spending money. Like, and also, that's only one problem with the wealth tax. The second issue with the wealth tax is how the fuck do you do the valuation for anybody's wealth? Take all these people with private businesses. The vast majority of businesses are privately owned, meaning that they're not publicly traded. They're not listed on any big stock exchange. They're not open for public investment. How the fuck are you going to go and do valuations on every single one of those businesses to figure out how much they're worth? How are you going to do valuations on every single house? How are you going to do valuations on every single asset in every person's house, right? You come to me and you want to tax me something, and I've got a Porsche, whatever, $250,000 car in the outside. Hold on, my check engine light's on, and it's a Porsche, okay? It's actually only worth $200,000 now. I don't know how much it costs. You're going to tax me on a check engine light Porsche? Mate, are you serious? The fucking tire's half empty. I don't know if I got